childcare wasn't a word that was used an awful lot. People lived probably closely with one another and the extended family, so they had that support within the family. And that could be, primarily I think it would have been the grandmother. A lot of the childcare or child minding would have been the granny sitting in the corner, because it wasn't a new thing for women to become involved. A lot of the women in rural Ireland were involved. They were very, very involved working on the land, working on the farm, so that the needs and the children were looked after by the grandmother. Then Tuam at the time there was beginning to grow, we'll say, with the estates, with particularly one new estate that's based on the Dublin Road, and a lot of families would have moved into that, and they would have been removed from their family and from this support. So actually there was nothing, something was taken but nothing was replaced.
10 years ago I was involved on a voluntary basis in the parish, and there was a new estate being built in Tuam called Parkmore Estate, and there were a lot of young women, you know, and young families going into that estate at the time. So it was suggested to me that perhaps I could link up with them and identify needs. So meeting with, I think, all of the women at the time, I saw that there was a huge lack of out-of-home activities and involvement for the women. And one of the big reasons for that was the lack of childcare.
People that had big jobs had their children in childminding creches, or their nanny came in to mind them, but it was only a far-fetched idea. But the mention of my own children having a childcare was absolutely brilliant. The thought of me bringing my children off in the morning and having somewhere to mind them while I went and done what I wanted to do, well, I suppose I never thought of it being a reality for me until it actually came, until those women came together and put it on stream for me, you know.
There was childcare in Tuam at the time. There was preschools and that, but there was nothing there that was catered for the younger child. The childcare that was in Tuam was privately run, so a number of families couldn't avail of that.
A group of women came together first, and a lot of the women that were in the women's group attended the community development course. At that, it was identified that women couldn't do courses unless there was a creche.
So when we went looking for a premises and explaining what we were trying to do, people just weren't interested. Just thought, oh, yeah, I mean, these women, I mean, they should be at home minding their children. What do they want to get out? You know, we were dismissed. We really were. And, you know, even the premises we got, it took a lot of, and it was an all locked up place. We actually enhanced the building, but it just wasn't seen as a need. It was just that whole lack of awareness, that whole, I don't know, I suppose patriarchal approach, you know, and women beginning to stir it up, or, you know, now, these things weren't said to us, but I believe this is where it was coming from, yeah, from this mentality. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it looks so bad, isn't it?
It does now.
Like that when we came into all the kids and running around.
It's too quiet, so
yeah, it is too quiet.
The children, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about.
You know, I always like that colour. It is.
Yeah, the yellow and red. It was the red really that kind of brightened it up. And the red. With the windows
and our curtains. Yeah, nice coloured curtains.
Carpet.
And the carpets, Teresa.
Yeah.
And there was warmth about it. And we didn't have central heating, but there was. It came from the children, I think. We were very thankful to have the bicycle shed as the first stepping stone for the establishment of our Happy Days creche. The demand for childcare was growing all the time. There was X number of families we could cater for. We also need to deliver a high quality, accessible service. So we moved to premises within Tuam Resource Centre, which allowed for a greater number of families to avail of our service. And also it was very centrally located. It was in the middle of the town, so it was more accessible for our families to avail.
Your children were on the same building as you were. Well, my children would have been downstairs. Upstairs I would have the courses and classes that was going on. And it was a better facility. It was a lovely, bright environment. There was nicer toys. There was a brighter atmosphere than what we've had in the bicycle shed. Even though the bicycle shed was a lovely place and was a great starter for us, we still knew that our children deserved a bit better than that, you know. And us as parents deserve better as well. So that's why when we moved down there, the picture was a lot brighter for all of us.
When parents were coming, we felt it deserved a name, it deserved a christening. That could be after a year or two. So when we met with the parents that were using it at that time, and we came up with numerous names. And I think parents were so happy to have some place to leave their children that the name, I think, was very automatic, that it became Happy Days.
It has, I think, forevermore established a childcare service, an affordable childcare service in the town of Tuam. It has, a lot of employment has been created because of the creche and the resource centre, which is part of it at this stage. And then, because of other programmes that's been run because of that, and training and all that, it has given opportunities to others. These women who started the creche were women who were trapped in the home, really, and didn't have opportunity to get out or do things for themselves. And it has opened up a whole new world to them. And I think Tuam is a richer place because of it. You know, as I said, they fulfil their own ambitions and their own potential, which they had, but it also brought a whole new dimension to the town of Tuam, and Tuam is a richer place because of it.
Given that we are 10 years, we started in 1993 up to the present, the need for childcare has grown. What we have at the minute is sessional, so we certainly, and we're working from a building that wasn't built specifically towards the needs of children. So I think that if we're working in childcare, that then it should be child-centred. So that would come, and planning towards having a purpose-built childcare facility that will cater for the needs of all children, with children with additional needs. For instance, at the minute, the old building that we're working from, we're continually adapting to try and, if we're talking about inclusiveness, so that all children can avail. So our plans would be to build a purpose-built childcare facility in consultation with the needs of the community, and that would be community-based, that all of our children can avail of it. It's exciting, and we're planning towards it, and I've no doubt that we will arrive there.
I remember the sand and straws. I can't really remember it. The paint and colouring. No, that's out.
It used to be really good, because we used to have a load of games, and there used to be a load of new people, and if it was anyone's birthday, they'd have a little party for them, or if anyone was leaving or anything. So it was really good.